The Bison Football Show with Coach Tim Polasek. Brought to you by Gate City Bank for a better way of life. And Pepsi.
Welcome on in, Bison Nation, to our first Bison Football Show of the season, along with NDSU head coach Tim Polasek. I'm Sam Neidermann. So happy to be with you tonight as we look back on what was a real exciting week one of the Bison football season. And Coach P, great to be back here at Fargo. Quite the opener in Boulder. Good to see you, and congratulations on getting the season off and running. What was the feeling like for you, the staff, and the players to get this season going out in Boulder?
Yeah, I think it's just that, right? Like getting the season up and running, getting a chance to see our guys, go out and compete and perform against a really good opponent. Was good for us, right? We've been hitting each other for a long time. Obviously, we came up short at North Dakota State. We don't have, there's no moral victories. Whoever's on our schedule, we're going to get dressed up, and our intent is to go win. So there's some real positive takeaways from it, but there's also a couple things that are in our control that we need to clean up. And overall, it was exciting. I like the look of the guys after the game, after the loss. They can't wait to be coached by us, and we're excited to coach them.
Coach, the game came down to one play, 5 yards at the end of the day, 5 points on the final score. The team competed for an entire 60 minutes, and you talk about compete being one of the pillars of the program. How pleased were you with the drive you saw from your squad?
A+ from the execution of core value number one. We were competitive, not only at the end, but we were competitive from start to finish. At times, a little bit in control of the game even. And our guys played with extraordinary effort. I think the guys up front on defense exemplified that. The receivers out wide, whether it was blocking or catching balls or making yards after contact, the backs. I could go on and on. We were pretty in the positive, pretty much in the positive, with the kicking game. And so we competed really hard, just like I expected us to, and I think we will throughout the year.
31-26 the final score. Why don't we take a look at our first half highlights presented by Gate City Bank. Coach, the anticipation right before kickoff. First drive of the game, 2nd and 7, and Cam Miller finds TK Marshall over the middle. Little Texas route for the running back, and he's off to the races, Coach.
Yeah, a lot of people have called that route the Texas route over time. What's really significant about that particular play is that Cam, really got back to number 3 or 4 in the progression, and then TK stretched the play out enough to get the linebacker to overcommit, and it created a big play opportunity, especially with Cam starting his eyes and working back left.
48-yard reception for TK. It set up this 36-yard field goal by Griffin Crosa, and the Bison on the board first. They take a 3-0 lead over Colorado early in the first quarter. The Buffaloes would answer. They got a touchdown from Travis Hunter, but offense was able to put together another scoring drive. There's Cam to Braylon Henderson to move the sticks, Coach.
Yeah, just really a good rhythm, timing, quick game type pass. Number 1 was taken away. He worked to number 2.
Pick it up on 2nd down at 8. Play action passing game working. Tight end Joe Stuffle able to make a catch in traffic. That was good for another Bison first down. A pickup of 13 on the play. Not the last catch Joe would have on this drive. NDSU driving into the red area. How about the senior captain, Braylon Henderson, yards after the catch to set up goal to go?
Yeah, that was awesome because the same kind of 1 to 2 progression and what we would call a quick game or 3-step drop progression. And you can see Cam starts his eyes right, and right in time on the reset hits Braylon, and he's on his spot on time, created separation, and then this is going to be a big deal, right? Creating yards after we catch it.
Braylon goes for 27 yards. It sets up goal to go, 3rd and goal from the 7, and Cam Miller finds Joe Stuffle, his tight end, for their first touchdown connection of the year, and the Bison gained the lead, Coach.
Yeah, that was really good design by our offensive staff, and a really a positive. I just can't tell Jake Landry good job enough because he came back to a call that didn't work on the left hash and he used it on the right. And so that was just really good offense.
Next possession for the Bison after another Colorado touchdown. Cam Miller making a play with his feet, Coach. There was a penalty marker down. It was against Colorado, illegal, hands to the face. Scrambling ability from your quarterback.
Well, yeah, and again, a lot of thought went into that one because they were matching our personnel versus 22 personnel. And so we've got 5 D linemen on the field playing cover 1, they matched the routes, and then Cam was able to run it.
He extends that 3rd and 7, finding Stuffle once again to keep the drive alive late in the first quarter. Pick things up in the second quarter. Bison down 14-10. You see the possession advantage. We had the ball for the majority of the game. Cole Payton checks in. He finds Rajah Nelson there on 3rd down.
Yeah, that's something we have to do a better job of this year. Is Cole's a passing threat, and then especially off the run action plays that he does run quite often, those can be big plays for us.
It would set up 2nd down and 5 for the Bison at the 7, and once again, Coach, here's Cam Miller making a play with his feet. He gets in for the rushing score.
Yeah, and that was, a potential dual call for us. So it was at the start of that, it's an unselfish call by him. And then he got the read to be able to pull it. And then obviously, we're creating option football there, and that was really good execution.
NDSU takes the lead 17-14. Ensuing Colorado possession, they had a gain of 6 on the ground, a gain of 3, setting up 3rd and 1. But Code Green with a big stop. Eli Mostert and company making the tackle on Dallin Hayden. That would leave 4th down and 1. And a pivotal moment here early in the second quarter with the defense standing strong. Colorado would go for it. What a big play here by your Code Green defense.
Yeah, both plays back-to-back, right? You can't get the 4th and 1 without 3rd and 2 stop. I thought Eli Mostert he was all over the field. It's really good in both of those pictures. You're seeing almost all 11 guys in the picture working for knockback, and those were positives.
The Bison would pick up a field goal afterwards with the short field. They would be up 20-14. Colorado got a field goal before the break to make it 20-17 at the half, as you see Griffin Crosa's 36-yarder to make it 2014 Bison. Here's a look at our first half stats presented by Nodak Insurance Company. Coach, in the first half, we had 40 plays to their 23. Definitely maintained possession.
Well, we were most definitely on both sides of it, executing the thought process, right? Like, let's be efficient offensively. Let's convert on 3rd downs. Let's create more opportunity for ourselves. And you can see the first downs, that's the key. It's not necessarily time of possession for us. I think it's winning on 3rd down that creates and cultivates more opportunity for explosive plays. At this moment, at this juncture, you're thinking like, okay, we're in control of this thing. Let's keep playing this out. There's no reason to change or adjust too much.
No doubt about it. 2017 in favor of the Bison at the half. When we return, we'll take a look at the second half highlights presented by Gate City Bank. Much more to come here on the Bison Football Show with NDSU head coach Tim Polasek.
Teamwork, talent, dedication, leadership. These values that win championships on the field, build community, improve lives, and make a difference every single day. For you, for our neighbors, for our community, for a better way of life. Gate City Bank.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Orthopedic pain is limiting. It's unpredictable. And when it disrupts the way you move, it disrupts the way you live. Life is better when you feel empowered to move the way you want, when you want. And that's where our experts come in. We're your guides to orthopedic and sports medicine treatment options that can manage your pain, rehab your injuries, and restore your confidence. Take back the freedom to move. Explore your orthopedic options at Sanford Health.
Chronic wasting disease is 100% fatal in deer. Though rare now, it will continue to rise unless you help do something about it. Knowing its location is the key to managing chronic wasted disease. When hunting in the Northeast and Unit 3B2 this fall, plan to get your deer tested. Visit gf.nd.gov to find drop-off locations or request a self-sample kit and review the regulations. The responsibility falls on us all. Let's keep the deer herds healthy for future generations.
Better starts with convenience. Better starts with trust. You can trust that your pre-approval is guaranteed on closing day, which is one less thing to worry about. Better starts with saving you money. No ATM fees and no minimum balances mean how you spend your money is up to you. Because at Gate City Bank, better starts with you. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
Welcome back to the Bison Football Show. NDSU head coach Tim Polasek, Sam Neidermann here with you. Let's take a look at our second half highlights presented by Gate City Bank. Bison in Colorado. Coach, Colorado got the ball to start the second half. Code Green with one of the wackier interceptions you'll see to stop them at the goal line.
Yeah, I'm not real worried about how we got it. It's just a great play by Kubitz and getting around the ball. We talk about in zone coverages, right? Tips happen, and we got to be able to break on them.
Anthony Shadebe Alfaro, it goes off of his leg. Tip drill pick for Nick Kubitz. That is his second career interception. It stopped Colorado's opening drive, and you could sense the sideline rallying. That's one of those plays you talked about in the offseason, Coach, big celebrations afterwards.
Well, those are game-changing type opportunities to get the ball back to the offense.
And NDSU would get the ball back after a couple of Colorado touchdowns. We picked things up in the fourth quarter. Bison down by 2 scores, looking to drive here the length of the field. Marty Brown in the pass game able to pick up a first down. Do or die 4th down. Cole Payton picks up the quarterback run. He's inside to the low red area with the first down to keep the Bison alive. Then with about 2.5 minutes to go, Cam Miller able to scramble, make another play with his feet.
Yeah, it's again, we thought that we'd get a lot of man coverage, and the problem with man coverage is it opens up opportunities for the quarterback to escape and advance the ball with his feet. It's real important that the guys rushing keep their pass rush lanes.
20-yard rushing touchdown for Cam. It was his second of the night, and he's able to bring the Bison back within 2. How about the decision-making for him to pull it down right here?
Yeah, people don't talk about that enough. That's part of the pass game, right? Like replacing zone coverage sometimes when they drop a lot with your feet and or man coverage.
Went for 2, didn't get it, but the defense makes a stop. Got to have a last-minute drive. Big play to Bryce Lance for 25 to get it started.
Yeah, and then the execution following up, to get the clock killed. Really good execution on this drive.
Second down and 10, 22 seconds to go. Miller scrambling again. He finds Braylon Henderson. Hard hit there. Didn't get the call. What was your reaction?
My reaction on the field was that it was targeting, and we didn't get the call, so you move on. A little bit disappointed in, how much clock ran off before the last play of the game. With the kill situation, I thought there were some operational things there that needed to be better.
No doubt. There's the final play of the game. Miller's Hail Mary, caught by Tyler Terhark. Unfortunately for the Bison, shy of the goal line, and that's how the game comes to a close. 31-26, the final score. The handshake with Coach Sanders on the other side, and a look at our final stats presented by Nodak Insurance Company. Obviously, Colorado's passing attack prolific. Coach, what was the diagnosis breaking that down after the fact?
Yeah, we got in today and we got to watched it on the plane. It's unfortunate. I wish they had to earn all 445 yards. We did have a miscommunication or 2, and we have to do better with alignment and assignment in order to have a chance against the athletes that they had. But your hat's got to go off to Shador, extending plays, making our pass rush, chase them around. And then I think something that doesn't get talked about enough is, while a quarterback may be moving around, the DBs have to cover for longer. And so we're going to emphasize that this week and try to cultivate situations where our defensive players have to, stay matched up. And then up front, we got to find a way to get the guy to the ground.
Certainly a heck of a football game. Unfortunately, NDSU falls 31-26. After the game, WDAY's Sam Getziger was able to catch up with our Nodak Insurance Company player of the game, Cam Miller.
Thanks, Sam. Cam Miller is our Nodak Insurance player of the game. Cam, what did you think about your team's effort making it all the way to the fourth quarter?
I thought we gave great effort today. Just left some plays out there. We got to be better. But overall, guys showed great effort on honestly, special teams, defense, and offense. Couldn't be more proud of those guys, but a loss is a loss, and we got to improve from it and get better.
How's this game going to set you up for FCS play?
That's one of the better defenses in the secondary that I've seen. So I think that'll give us a lot of confidence, especially the receivers. They had some dudes. I think moving forward, we just got to continue to put in more work, but I think it'll give us confidence moving to the next game.
All right. Thank you, Cam.
Thank you.
There you go, Cam Miller, our Nodak Insurance Company player of the game coach, and he was absolutely phenomenal on Thursday night, rather.
Yeah, I think about two things. You know, he was sharp and then showed a lot of grit, you know, with his feet and with the quarterback run game. You know, I don't know if we intend on running the quarterback that much, you know, moving forward, but when people are playing +1 defense and playing cover 1, you know, you have to get the numbers back on your favor. And so I thought he showed some real grit and toughness in extending some plays with his feet. And then more importantly, just sharp with his progressions, sharp with adjusting protections. That's going to allow him to be himself and to play when you can do those couple things.
18 and 22, a career high 277, 1 passing touchdown, 81 on the ground, 2 rushing touchdowns, including our Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota carry of the game. Stay a play ahead with your health when you carry blue. Find out how at bcbsnd.com. Here's our Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota carry of the game. It's again down in the red area, Coach. Cam with the keeper making the read for the touchdown.
Yeah, he did a really nice job on his read key. And I'll tell you, you know, Joe Stoffel did a really nice job coming around the corner and picking up the lever player. We call him the force player or lever player. And then giving us an opportunity to essentially affect the cup of the defense and expose them. And I think the block on the perimeter out there was important as well.
No doubt about it. That's our Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota carry of the game. Much more to come here on the Bison Football Show. When we return, it's time for our Olaf Anderson feature story. We'll catch up with Bison offensive lineman Josh Magin coming up next.
A better way of life is better days off and better nights in. Better hellos and better goodbyes. With locally approved, financed, and serviced home loans, Gate City Bank makes buying a home simple. Welcome home. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
When you carry blue, you get a devoted team backing you up, focused on you and your well-being, making it easier and affordable for you to make health a priority. When you carry blue, you get a health plan that anticipates your challenges, that's helping shape the future of healthcare, with more helpful tools and resources so you can get the most out of your benefits and focus more on living your best life. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Dakota. Carry blue. Carry on.
Life is full of beautiful moments. Adventure, fun, excitement, and sometimes the unexpected can happen. With Nodak Insurance, you can keep doing what you do. Use our technology to file claims quickly online, on your phone, or lean on our award-winning service team so you can get back to what matters. Living life uninterrupted. Nodak Insurance. Agents with answers.
We're all players in the waiting game. Whether that's for the day's first flight, the first shot, or the first retrieve. Entire off seasons of prep and practice all pointed at that singular moment each of us live for. First light. Because that's when it all becomes real. And it's finally your time to shine. Shields.
Welcome back to the Bison Football Show with NDSU head coach Tim Polasek. Sam Neidermann here with you. And it's time to go behind the scenes with this week's Olaf Anderson feature. WDAY's Sam Getzinger was able to catch up with Bison offensive lineman Josh Magin.
The 2024 season brings a year of change for sophomore Josh Magin, making the jump from the defensive side of the ball to offensive tackle.
We just saw the depth of the D-tackle room, and it was pretty deep. I was kind of way down there, and switching to O-line, you know, Feel like I could really help the team a lot more there, really jump up, start to get the feel for it and everything. And yeah, it was just Polasek kind of came in and just talked with me, and I was on board right away from the start.
The Bison came into this season with questions on the offensive line, which has created quite the competition for the big men up front.
You make one wrong move, there's a guy next they're gonna throw in, and he's gonna make it right, and then just you gotta come back the next day or the next play and just keep learning from your mistakes. Getting out and running has been really bringing that from D-line to O-line has been really helpful. But other than that, it's a whole different ball game. It's a lot to take in, but the sooner you can buy in, the better.
Yeah.
And when you buy in, just put your head down and work. It's only up from there.
There you go, Josh Magin, converted defensive lineman to offensive line coach. That's something Dan Larson has done from the coaching side, played defensive line his college days. Now he coaches the other side of the ball. And what's it been like watching Josh change into the Ram room?
Yeah, I think back to when I was first watching winter workouts, and my first thought was like, what are we doing with this guy in the defensive line room? Not that he couldn't play D-line, but he's so tall, and where his body can go in the next year is really encouraging. I mean, I think he has a chance to be a really good old lineman. We rewarded him, some more money scholarship-wise after his spring because he did such a good job, and he embraced the opportunity. He was a great teammate with accepting the defense to offensive change, and he's got a lot of potential. I mean, he looks the part. He's very intelligent, and he's a natural mover in pass protection.
Awesome to hear. We're going to wrap things up here on the Bison Football Show. When we come back, we're looking ahead to the home opener. Bison taking on Tennessee State inside the Dome, coming up next.
Teamwork, talent, dedication, leadership. These values that win championships on the field, build community, improve lives, and make a difference every single day. For you, for our neighbors, for our community, for a better way of life. Gate City Bank.
Hey, grab me one too.
Chronic wasting disease is 100% fatal in deer. Though rare now, it will continue to rise unless you help do something about it. Knowing its location is the key to managing chronic wasting disease. When hunting in the Northeast and Unit 3B2 this fall, plan to get your deer tested. Visit gf.nd.gov to find drop-off locations or request a self-sample kit and review the regulations. The responsibility falls on us all. Let's keep the deer herds healthy for future generations.
Parents can influence their child's behavioral health in a few simple ways. The first is really having ongoing conversation.
Role modeling positive behavior. Parenting starts at home, and those positive influences that a parent has rolls off on their children.
Sometimes just a simple question will get a child talking, and you might learn things about your child that you just didn't know about before. If you get to a difficult topic, that's where you can reach out to Parents Lead and look for some of that information that might help you navigate that difficult topic. And that's one of the benefits of Parents Lead.
At Shields, we're anglers, endlessly seeking and refining techniques. We're hunters and storytellers, because we've been out there. We're experts that put products and gear to the test, so we can share that knowledge with you. At Shields, we understand your outdoor journey and the path you're on, because we walk it too, every step of the way. Shields, right there with you.
All right, wrapping things up here on the Bison Football Show as we take a look ahead to next week's matchup. It is the home opener for the Herd as they return to the Fargo Dome and they host the Tigers of Tennessee State. Saturday, September 7th. Kickoff will be at 2:30 p.m. And Coach Pete's certainly exciting to be back home in the Dome. Going to be awesome to have Bison Nation rocking and rolling with this team again.
Yeah, I'm excited for several reasons. The last time that I was in the Fargo Dome was JMU. And I think there's about 18,700 fans, and just remember it being electric. You know, and my hopes are for the players, for recruiting, for all of Bison Nation, that gets to be a place that everybody wants to be and adds to the environment, makes it really hard on the opponents. I think the new tradition of the Stampede before the games is going to have, you know, an opportunity for player and fan interaction. And I'm so most, you know, looking forward to running the guys out of the tunnel with the pregame introduction and so forth. And so, you know, come out and join us, and it's going to be fun. And our guys, again, will show up and compete, improve, and be tough. And we're going to be playing with a lot of effort and a lot of urgency, and we want to play better than we did last week.
What's the one thing that you miss the most about the Dome, Coach, that you're looking forward to having back again? Because you coached the spring game there. We've obviously practiced in there, but this is going to be the first real game for you in your return here to Fargo.
Yeah, you know what's interesting, and I think it's really cool, is that over time, you know, we're practicing the IPF, we're practicing outdoors. You know, I think there's a chance for the players that when we're in there, it's special. You know, we're not practicing in there as much, and I kind of like that. You know, I know I've worked with some coaches in the past, specifically Coach Ferentz at Iowa. You know, he was, you know, we don't go into Kinnick unless we are playing a game. And I think over time, you know, our players are going to feel that. This is a big moment. This is a home game. We own our home turf. You know, we've got to be really strong, and it's going to take everybody in the community. It's going to take, you know, third downs being loud. It's going to take us on offense being able to function like we're, you know, at church.
Love it. I think we might have to play some Thunderstruck throughout the week to get prepared for that run out, which is going to be pretty special. But, Coach, really appreciate you taking the time today. Looking forward to a great time on our Bison football show all season long. We got this thing off and running. Let's keep it going, my friend.
Yeah, no doubt. Go Bison.
Go Bison. That is it for us here on the Bison football show with Coach Polasek. A big thank you to our entire production crew helping make this possible. Our producer, Mike Kapp, the rest of our terrific WDAY team. It has been a pleasure. We will be back with you on Sunday nights throughout the season. You can catch the Bison football show here on television, WDAY, or on our NDSU Athletics social media. Be sure to join us each and every week. We will see you at the Dome, 2:30 p.m. against Tennessee State. Going to be fantastic. So for Coach Tim Polasek, I'm Sam Neidermann. We'll talk to you soon. Go Bison.
Today's Bison football show with Coach Tim Polasek has been presented by Gate City Bank, for a better way of life, and Pepsi.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.